Alafia families, Abaru, Aboye, Abosheshe, Agbo Ato. Faith that all is well. I just want to talk about a couple things, that came up in a couple of the classes, and Joyson, we were speaking about it. And because when people approach, when a lot of you approach these cultures, right? Specifically when we speak about IFA, or we speak about Asheshe or ORISA or any of that, a lot of people have the misconception of thinking that they can invite the ORISA into their life and just everything is going to be solved and everything is going to be good. And this is because a lot of people is coming from the mainstream religions, right? Where they're coming from confusion, they're coming from suffering, they're coming from being tired, and they're looking for something to save them. They're looking for a savior, but understand that's not going to exactly work just inviting ORISA into your life. When you are dealing with ORISA, you have to make sure they have a proper place to sit, right? You can't have all of this ruckus, confusion, this chaos going on inside of your life. You can't have all of this unnecessary conflict going on inside of your life. You have to be working on your reaction and your responses. You have to be working about your Ori, right? You have to be working on your Ori. This is what we speak about inside of the Ori Masterclass. Ori over ORISA. And the reason why we say that is because you have to work on yourself, family. This is why you see things like Aborisha, right? Where you're taking time to ground, you're taking time to learn, you're taking time to research, you're taking time to learn the language, right? So we have to keep these things in line. We have to keep these things in mind. Just learning the prayers alone is going to take some time. But as you go through these processes, you start to learn not only yourself, but you start to gain certain tools of how to handle conflict on your own. And then when it comes time for initiation into ORISA, you have a foundation of not only how to build that relationship, right? But you have a foundation and a tool belt, so to speak. You have an archive of mental and spiritual weapons that you have developed yourself to be able to deal with conflict in when you run into the human experience, right? This is also the reason why it is very, very important to clean ourselves. Because a lot of the conflict that we run into is unneeded and unnecessary. And if you're taking the time to cleanse yourself the proper way, you're not going to, be so careless when it comes to stepping into taboo. You're not going to be so careless when it comes to your behavior. And this is why when you're dealing with these cultures, you need to be dealing with someone who is speaking about ewepele and teaching you about ewepele and how to cultivate good character dealing with the human experience. Ashe? This is also the importance of ISEFA, right? ISEFA is so important. Some people say, half initiations and full initiations, which every lineage and temple have their own belief system, right? Every branch of the cultures have their own belief system in the way they do things. But a lot of us, we believe that ISEFA is so important because that is that pre-initiatory stage just with becoming or claiming to be Abarisha, right? A devotee of Ifa. Because when you call these orisas into your life, you're making a pact, you're making a vow to not only feed them and cleanse them and appease them and build that relationship, but also do your part of the journey as well. And this is what a lot of people run away from, right? This is what a lot of people steer away from. So this is something that we must keep in mind with processes like a shefa, to not only learn the prayers and learn how to do divination for yourself, but learn the proper process of who you are, why you are here, and how you need to be reacting. Ashe, how you need to be responding to certain human experiences that you're going to go through, right? And this is where we say Ori over ORISA, because you need to be strengthening the Ori. You need to be strengthening the destiny within, or who, asking that question of who you are, right? So before we start receiving any of these beads, these pots, going through all of these initiations, going through all of those different things, Aishefa, right? taking your time being a Orisha, taking your time studying and sitting with your Babalao for that full year. This is why it's so important, because not everyone needs to just jump into initiation of the Orisa. A lot of people need to take their time to deal with some of the trauma that they have brought with them, right? So this is something we must keep in mind, families, because when a lot of you are at this process or at this point getting ready for this process, understand that it is not an event. It is a process, right? It is a system that you are stepping into. So you must take your time in that system. You don't want to get out here and get lost and then try to use the Orisa as crutches, looking for a savior. This mentality was learned from the mainstream European, Western religions and systems. You're not looking for a savior here. You're doing the work yourself. Ashe family. So I just want to take time to break that down for us so we can communicate about it and converse about it more. Ashe family. So everyone stay healthy out there. Happy May. It is the 1st, and we were moving forward in this month, and we will talk more on the upcoming classes and curriculums. I am back from doing a lot of inner work that we were discussing more in Ijosin before, and we will be moving forward with, I'll be a lot more active, not only in the temple, but in the academy as well. Thank you, and Dupe to Baba Olere, and thank you to El Ifafemi and Ayarere and everyone else who have not only helped us out with these curriculums over the last couple months, but also your participation as students and members of the African Traditional Religious Academy. Ashe, I know there's been a lot of talk out there about other academies and schools and different things that we have, but we are faithful and we are elected, and we have our elders who have granted us, all permissions to cultivate and preserve Ifa. Ashe. So this is what we will continue to do. So we are back in full effect. Power is ultimate. Power to everyone who is joining us, not only in this video, but the Odu Steady group that will drop later on in a second here. Ashe. So power is ultimate. Our direct message is open. I did see that message. I did see that comment. Our direct message is open. You can also email us too, and different things like that. Ashe. We will speak more about that, EBOs and things to avoid. We'll speak more about that. If you have any questions that we're not covering in the classes, definitely get to our private classes or privately message us. Ashe. Power is ultimate, families. Everyone stay healthy out there.